Oh shit. I've always been actually doing this kind of things, but I don't really post none of them. At least not until now. I feel like I should post this. Although I don't really want to talk about it. I don't feel like talking about anything. Or to no one nowadays. Because literally I was scared, but I'm not scared anymore. You might say I'm crazy, but I'm not. Just listen to what I've got to say. Let's ask one very important question. Like nobody really talks about it, and this is Christmas. Well, Christmas just happened. I did this while then, and possibly it will be released a little afterwards. I haven't find the time to gather my ideas and put something together, and I've been wanting to do so for a long time now. So bear with me. After this Christmas, I came to realization that we all coexist within this world without questioning many things, and I've been questioning a lot of things and picturing a lot, and piecing a lot of pieces of information together to put a big puzzle together. The big puzzle literally is why do I have to die? I don't fucking want to die. And why do I have to work so much to at the end die and not have anything, when I should be able to work and always have what I work for? Anyway, this idea haunts me my everyday. Not the fact that I'm gonna die. I don't care that if I get shot and I die, or I die naturally. It's not the fact that I am going to die. It's the fact that possibly I don't have to die, and I'm going to die. That's what pisses me off. Because out of the fucking blue, my brain just ideas pop up all the time on how I can fucking live. Let me be more explainative. Let me explain more. I watch a lot of YouTube, man. I spend a lot of time on that. I think YouTube is a great source of education if you want, if you know what you're looking for. YouTube is not biased. It's just that you see what you look for. So if you seek stupid videos of cats, that's what you're gonna learn about. Stupid videos of cats. Binds. How to be famous on Instagram. But if you seek knowledge, if you seek engineering knowledge, mathematical knowledge, astronomical knowledge, philosophical knowledge, you gain a sense that nobody has. And we are underestimating the most powerful tool we all have, the internet. The internet is not to become famous. It's to acquire information. It's to suck all that in so that you can create. Anyway, people still create stupid shit, but it doesn't matter. It's filthy with hard drives, so who gives a fucking shit? It's full of hard drives, so it's never gonna get filled. The point is, acquiring the right knowledge has made me conclude that there is possible solutions to the very big problem that we talk about as being death. Afterlife, shit like that. Yesterday I was a little deep into the afterlife concept, watching a lot of stupid videos on resuscitation and what happens to you after you die. Oh my god, that shit is amazing. You have to watch it. Anyway, I question that fact that I die, and I question, who do I owe this to? Why? Who is the culprit of my future death? Who is going to kill me? Who is the reason why I die? And I said, fuck, man, with so much information, there has to be a way to find this out. I hope my phone doesn't die. It usually does. But anyway, I sucked up into the fucking mother of all information on my beloved internet, and I realized that there is somebody, there's an entity to blame. There's entities, there's people to blame for the reason that your ancestors have died, that you're gonna die within the time frame of humanity after the death of Jesus, because that's when we fucking count. And I don't know what the fuck happened. That's from that time on. It's just shit has been going on differently. You have to accept the fact that time changed after that. You have to accept the fact. Okay, people change, and I'm gonna dive deeper into that. I have to, and I have somebody to challenge. I have an entity to challenge because apparently nobody else cares. I mean, not Jeff Bezos, not Elon Musk, not NASA. I have tried to reach them all and explain some of my crazy projects ideas. So maybe somebody with a bigger brains can make some sense out of them, because possibly maybe I can't. I have 3 notebooks worth of shit that I barely understand. So, but I do understand it. So. I'm challenging the Christian church, and what the fuck? Give me a second, because this is big. Saying this is a problem. But yes, I point out to that entity, and I challenge the Christian church, because I think I owe them that. Because supposedly they killed Jesus. I mean, who the fuck killed Jesus other than the church? The people, all of that, who condone to the, I'm not talking about physically killing Jesus, I'm talking about killing knowledge. That's what they killed. The link between religion and science, they killed that. That's what they nailed. They annihilated, because if you can cross that connection, you have power, massive power. And judging by what was written down, that's what Jesus did. That's what he was able to do. He was able to cure cancer, leprosy, raise people from the fucking dead. Why would you want to kill somebody like that? Who the fuck? I don't give a fuck if you're an abomination of earth, nigga. I want you beside me. You can save me from dying. Anyway, they killed him. They annihilated knowledge. Okay, you cannot say it was one person. They annihilated knowledge, the knowledge between the link of spirit. Let's cross the line. Let's erase the line, because there's a line between religion and there's a line between spirituality, and that is what you have to link between science. Not religion, spirituality. I'm gonna tell you why not religion. The other day I was watching a movie and they say, you wanna be the owner of the world? Yes, create your own religion. Duh. Fuck that shit. It couldn't be any more clear. I challenge the Christian church. My name is Christian Esteves. And if you want me to take this down, I want $1 million. And if you don't give me the $1 million, you are accepting that I am right. And if you give me the $1 million, I'm gonna use them to prove you wrong and show the world why you're the culprit of my death. Anyway, after figuring that out, this big bullshit that I'm talking about, I realized that this is necessary, because nobody else wants to help me invest in my technologies, and my technologies are promising, at least to me. And to the people that I have heard them, so I've talked. They have said I'm crazy, but to some point it makes some sense. Anyway, the fact that we are in this cocoon and we have nobody to blame is nasty. And who we actually have to blame is ourselves, not the Christian church. They're just an entity, okay? An entity with money that I'm challenging. We have to blame ourselves because we allowed that to happen. How could you allow somebody else to kill your brother, to kill your mother, to kill somebody you know? And even if that's somebody you know, is a person that could save your life. And I know I keep saying that analogy, but the information that this knowledge was deleted is real. And till the other day, I probably didn't know this. Maybe I had a little bit of knowledge of it. I just didn't I have never realized it because I saw it in such a different way. I was looking at the Bible, and who decided that had to be the book? We all ask ourselves that question. in some point in our lives. Beautiful. And you do some research and you find out who decided is the Christian church, this and that, and some of us dig a little bit deeper, and we feel skeptical about the information that was missing out, and we dig a little more and we figure out up to the point that there's some stuff was left out, some books were left out where information was in those books written by people who supposedly had legit positions, historically. And I'm talking about the book of Enoch. If you don't know what the book of Enoch is, then you should look it up. And if you don't know who Enoch is, then you should look it up too. And anyway, they deleted this knowledge. And they didn't only delete this knowledge. I also believe that this knowledge wasn't really supposed to be found. That the book of Enoch was a mistake. That's what I believe. It was a mistaken discovery, okay? Because it was buried, and it seemed like it was burned. It seemed like they have been burned. The books don't burn out of age. They age bad, but some pages, to me, they look like they were burned. And nobody would have been able to really tell this knowledge unless you were physically in front of the book to fucking tell what happened to the book. But you can actually now Google pictures. Like back then, this information wasn't available, and now it's available and supposedly it's harmless, but it's not. To the the trained curious mind, this information is not fucking it's information. It's absurd information that was suppressed. Now, with that being said, the book was found. The proof is there that it was trying to be deleted. God knows, the universe knows what else was deleted from the knowledge of humanity. And I know why. I think I know why. Because when you point out to Satan, Lucifer, and my mom's name is Lucy. So when you talk about this fallen angel, this fallen entity, this fallen conjunction of power, is as a unit. When you summarize all evil together, it's like putting together a 3D puzzle. You realize why the things happen, and why we are living today the way we live. Essentially, because we are all looking for to have the one thing we can't have: money. Everybody wants money. Nobody even gives a fuck about the fact that they're gonna die. Everybody gets scared about coronavirus now. Oh my god, it's 2021. I have probably caught coronavirus like 3. God, please take care of me. I don't want to catch coronavirus and die, because there has been people that have died out of that shit. And whatever, but I don't fucking know what it is. I don't know if it was actually a genetically engineered mutation of the fucking virus to kill everybody. Because I don't have a fucking lab to research it out. If I had a fucking lab to research it out, I'd probably research it out and most likely conclude something crazy about it too. Because I like to do this kind of stuff. I actually like science. Anyway, that gets me to my later on point. The fact that the technologies are there. They exist to not die. To the rare reason why. And the knowledge that was given up, that was so available, that was starting to become so available, was it was conflicting with something that already was there. That's why he was killed. When you research, that's why knowledge was killed. When you research about why people, let's say there's a lot of videos on YouTube of experiments with people when they're put under power and they're forced to oppress other people. Most of the time people choose to oppress people, and when the responsibility of the guilt is laid onto the higher person, the one that is telling you, oh, you have to do it, your conscience, the responsibility on your conscience gets relieved, and you go ahead and do it anyway. And you do it even worse, because sometimes you challenge the situation, and you feel challenged. So imagine what could have happened. Picture the worst, and that's what happened multiplied, okay? Not less, multiplied by a factor of infinity, because humans can be infinitely evil. Anyway, the facts are out there, you know, they're just in the medical research field. Why don't they want to mix the fields? Why does the people that say, oh, if somebody's powerful enough to have a spoken word in each of those societies, you know, they choose not to mix them. Why would you choose not to mix the societies? That fucking sun, man, it doesn't matter. 15 minutes into this shit, it doesn't matter. They should, because they know that mixing the societies will make sense. It's clear. So they use another form of they use magic to and it's like magic is like there's a method for this. When you overcomplicate the words and you overcomplicate the situations to explain something that you don't want to be explained in such a way, you want to explain it in such a way, so you start making up words. Exactly, that's what I'm trying to get to. Imagine what everything that happened. And that's why they don't mix those fields. They don't mix the fields because they will make sense. Like, for example, this is the most basic example I have. When a person takes dialysis, I've worked with people that take dialysis. I have worked and I have gotten to meet those people. And technically speaking, what the process is purification of the blood. They extract the toxins secreted by your blood, by your body, your brains, your organs, and they cleanse the blood and they repump it back into your body. That's dialysis. It sounds scary, right? I wouldn't fucking want to take that shit. That happens because your kidneys stop functioning. You know, the things that purify the blood. Such an important organ in the body. With those, you wouldn't be able to work, and that's why you have two. Just like your lung, you have two of them. You know, there's key, like, in the engineering of the body that teaches you what systems are essential for the survival of your race, because your brain has only synthesized your molecular structure so that your consciousness can interact with the surroundings it has found itself in. Basically, that's life. Into a nutshell, cracked in half. That is life. Is your consciousness, you know, projecting itself through the molecular structure of your DNA, composed by the mixture of both your parents and your moms, and that molecular structure has a blueprint, and the blueprint is the human, you know, the current human that we know, with the essential functions being the blood, the lungs, the kidneys, the heart, the brain, and so many other organs. You know, the basic and the necessary so to keep it functioning. It doesn't mean that that's exactly how it needs to be. Sometimes we even have a few spare parts in. Anyway, where am I trying to get? I'm trying to get to the fact that with simple systems, shit, I'm talking too loud. With simple systems that have been synthesized by ourselves, we are able to replace the function of one or two of those. And the limitation only being the application. Because I bet what I don't have, that if there's an entity powerful enough to just put all the fields together, you know, and create a machine that could support just your brain, they could do it. Alright? And that is where I'm getting to with my HEP protocol, my Human Evolved Protocol. Or my more into the protocol, it's under the Human Aid tab. What? Look at this. Imagine a folder. Inside the folder, there's multiple folders, and one of those folders is called Human Aid tab. This is like a computer system in my brain, and I'm throwing it in like a visual form so you understand it. So inside that Human Aid, there's a whole bunch of folders, and in one of them there's the blueprints of how this system works. And let's talk about the blueprints. First, you need to oxygenate. Okay, let's talk about the blueprints, and let's talk about what we need to run the blueprints. I'm 20 minutes into that shit. you need to oxygenate. This is quick. Let me make it as quick as possible. Oxygenate and cleanse the blood, because that's and energize it. Look how many things you gotta do in one package. You gotta cleanse, energize, and feed the blood. Technically, cleanse it and feed it. Those are the basic functions that you have to do to the blood, so that your brain can stay alive. Now, that's not the only thing. Yesterday I concluded something more amazing. I concluded that you can create your brain, essentially. You can map the chemical structure of the brain, okay, with its chemical density, and recreate it. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about that. That's a process of its own. But in order to keep the real brain alive and still be able to do functions, the actual that you want to remap, you have to fucking put it in a human-aid system. And a human-aid system is a robot that can control the system until your consciousness is completely cloned, and you can be put back into another body, or essentially created again. That's too much. Let's just get to the human-aid tab. That's as far as I am. Yesterday I came as far as what I just said, but as far as I'm legitimately on paper on those 3 notebooks is as the human-aid system. That fucking mixture of that combination of machines and systems that oxygenate the blood, they feed you, they connect to the neurological systems of your blood. You have a gluiness that, you know, interacts with your brain and with the nervous system, so that it doesn't attack, you know, the connections. All that stuff is in there, in that blueprint system that I have. And that is crazy, man. That's some crazy talk. I believe that there was information, not as details as what I have, but I bet what I don't have, that there was information of this billions of years ago, okay, or millions, or probably centuries. It doesn't matter. It's information that I am capable of concluding exists, and existed before, and it was erased from humanity because of power, okay? Because of fucking power. And let's stop right there and stop me right there and say, Christian, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you cannot erase power. There's still gonna, money is gonna has to exist. There's no other way you can step into a store and take a gallon of milk and go back home if you don't have money. If you don't follow the system of power, you know, if police is not there, if doctors are not there, it will be chaos. And it's true. It's true. It's complete true. It still doesn't change the fact that you're using the implementations of those systems they're used wrong. It's like having the right tool and using it wrong. It doesn't work. It doesn't work when you have the right tool and you don't know how to use it and you're using it wrong. It doesn't work. Okay? And we are the best at creating tests for testing things. But that's our problem, that we think about testing so much shit that we forgot the basics. You know, when something works, it works. That's it. You don't fucking keep testing. You know, why you want to know more than what you're supposed to know? You know, and that leads me to me, because the knowledge in the world where there's no knowledge, there's ignorance. You know, when you say, oh, goodbyes only, and you choose to ignore the ignorance, you're making the world more an ignorant place. You have to acknowledge ignorancy and stop it and make it right. You understand? And ignorancy and evil and wrong, everything, science, whatever you call religion and spirituality, everything is connected, because everything coexists in time and space. And I'm not gonna talk about that. That's another subject of its own. But I just want to say that if I can prove to you all that I am right, then what wouldn't you want me to? Like, if I had a solution to the biggest one of your problems, which is the fact that you have to bust your fucking life over to at the end die, you know, and not create a chaos, because giving this knowledge to the very world was deemed chaotic, therefore was rendered suppressed, you know, was rendered null from existence, because it would be chaotic. And I can prove to you that no, it doesn't have to be chaotic. You know, wouldn't you want to know? You know, I kind of would. I would fucking want people to pay for this information. I don't want people to have this information for free. This is crazy, man. But to just stop and think about this for a second, man. If you could live forever, wouldn't you want to?